Jim,
Yeah.
we have more audio from Tony.
I'm sure we do.
Here's Tony on Darby Allin filling in as the fourth man for Eddie Kingston.
Taking the time today, stoked for Double or Nothing this weekend. Darby Allin recently gave an interview where he was talking about him getting cleared for this match. Obviously, he's still pretty banged up with his foot and his nose. But I was just curious, in the instance where Darby wasn't able to get clearance to compete in this match, and the fact that Eddie Kingston is currently out of action with his leg injury, were there any other names that were circulated to fill that fourth spot for AEW? And considering Darby was the one who reached out to you about filling that match, did any talent from the roster reach out to you about wanting to be that fourth guy and represent the company?
Let's stop it there for a second. How about the fact that after Eddie Kingston got hurt, Darby reached out about being involved in the match, even though he wasn't medically cleared?
Yeah, and Tony, oh, sure, that's a great idea. Just limp on in.
I clear thee.
I clear thee. This is, again, you're dealing with marks. You're dealing with marks in the office and marks on the roster. And yes, it's great to have the rah-rah feeling that, well, the team, the promotion is in need. So I, Darby Allin, have to come and save the day. He broke his foot or his ankle or whatever. He got hit by a bus and his face smashed in. And then apparently last week when he did the angle, he said he might have got a concussion from the superplex smacking the goddamn ring supports into his head when he was hiding under the ring. Is anybody bothering to pay attention to the fact that the reason why Kingston is not in this match is because he took a suplex off the apron of the ring through a fucking table that was being bridged from the railing around the people to the apron of the ring, and not only tore his ACL and cartilage, but broke his fucking leg. Imagine this on the railing in front of the fans that the table was on. What do you think you're going to do? The same way that fucking little goof Marco Stunt broke his leg about 5 years ago, doing a flip off a goddamn bar in a bar. This is ridiculous. Kingston's going to be out for a fucking year because they got to wait for his broken leg to heal to do the surgery on the fucking knee. And now this guy wants to, well, my foot's feeling better and my face isn't as fucking sore as it was, so I'll get in a goddamn 8-man garbage match where I have a better chance of getting injured than almost anything else I'll do. Well, it's Darby Allin. Better chance of getting injured than almost any other kind of wrestling match.
I mean, no one wants to get hit with a metal pipe, but now it's like you jump into the metal pipe. That's really what they're doing when you hit the barricade. You're jumping as hard as you can into a metal pipe.
Well, with rotation involved and torque. And not Peter, not the monkeys, just torque, Torque. But that's the thing is, instead of examining, what the fuck am I doing having one of my talent on my roster take a bump like this at Kingston on a New Japan, on somebody else's show, on another promotion's show. Tony's going to be paying this guy for a year to be hurt when he got hurt on another promotion show. Kingston, even though he's getting paid, is going to have a broken fucking leg and a bad knee for the next almost a year for taking stupid fucking bumps that mean nothing with all this furniture and all this gaga because they're all a bunch of marks for themselves. And they think it's cool when they break furniture. And I guarantee you, if all of these guys had backgrounds where they wouldn't be getting paid unless they showed up to wrestle, like it existed for 100 fucking years before the billionaires got into business, well, then they'd probably care whether they took bumps through furniture or not. It's insane. So now we just sidelined this guy for a year. So let me get one of my other popular baby faces that's not really ready to come back and shouldn't be in one of these goddamn matches anyway, because he's going to commit nationally televised suicide at one point or another sometime if they let him keep going like this. We'll put him in it. What else can he hurt that he hadn't already hurt? The fuck?
Well, we didn't even get to the answer to the question. Let's get back to
I'm sorry.
Well, the Darby thing was a case of great minds think alike. I've spent a lot of time with him, and we are complete opposite ends of sometimes I think of a very similar brain and arrive at a lot of the same thoughts very differently. I think our interests and outside of pro wrestling and the way we spend our time is very differently. One thing we have in common is we're both up late at night a lot, though. And that's when we probably do 90% of our talking.
Okay, is he speaking in code now?
And Darby, I believe, is straight edge. I'm pretty certain that Darby's not someone who uses drugs. Not to say that Tony is, but
when they say they're the opposite ends of the same brain, they think a lot. Who's being insulted there? Because we've established that we don't really want to think like Tony, but at the same time, Darby Allin, love the fucking charisma he's got, but he's a complete fucking moron.
Well, let's go back to Tony.
Yeah, let's go back.
And I reached out to him one night, and I think like he has so often and vice versa, I think he read my mind. I texted him to ask, I said, hey, how are you doing? How's it going with the injury rehab? And he responded immediately, I'm doing good. I can fill in and substitute for Eddie Kingston as the partner on Team AEW and Anarchy in the Arena if you'd like. So I think he knew what I was thinking. But before I asked the question, he answered it.
Is he stoned? Is he stoned?
I don't. He's very happy.
He's giggly.
He was thrilled about the communication between him and Darby.
It says something about his communication with the wrestlers. As soon as Tony actually gets in touch, oh, I know what he wants.
Yeah,
sure. You could book me in the main event even though I'm fucked up. No problem, Tony. Whatever you need.
There were a lot of people that wanted to step up and be a part of Team AEW, and there were a lot of names I think that would have been great. And there are a lot of people that could have stepped into this role and done excellent with it. I think that for AEW, I think, looking at where we were last week and for this match and taking everything into account, I think Darby Allin was the perfect choice. But I also think there's a lot of people that would have been excellent in the spot if Darby had not been able to get cleared. And if he had not gotten cleared, I would not have pushed him in there, even if he had wanted to, which I think he would have wanted to, even if he had not gotten cleared, frankly. I wouldn't have been able to do it. But it was really cool how he wanted to step up. And before I even got the question out, he answered it. I thought that was neat. So thanks for asking. I appreciate it, Lee.
Wow.
He's very lucky that he has one guy on the roster that doesn't mind jumping off a cliff.
That he gets right to the point when he's answered a question. He's very direct. You got to admire that about Tony.